I am so tired of living with myself. I'm very tired of living with myself every day, and I can't get away from one person, and that's me. So that is how this quarantine's been going. It's fine. So I hope you're doing well. Today's drink is not, well, it kind of is tea, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why we call it tea, but this is actually Jamaica tea. I really, really like it. And yes, this cup is massive, and I've been drinking this all day long. So yes, I know it has a bunch of sugar in it. It does. I don't know much about it other than that. It's supposed to be like hibiscus nectar or whatever. And it's kind of like fruit punch, but instead of being like sweet completely, it's like a little bit sour, and that's why I like it. It's very good. Today I'm going to be talking about Blackpink. Is it ending? Is this the end of our favorite band? Or like maybe one of your top 5 bands? I don't know. Right now I think they're currently my favorite band, especially like of bands that are currently active, not bands that are like completely like donezo. Is Blackpink going to break up? So I have a few reasons that I'm going to share with you that I think the band may be ending. So my first reason, I'm pretty much going to go like member by member. One of the reasons that it may be ending is because, as you know, some of the artists have started their solo careers. For example, Jennie has started her solo career, and she is still a part of the band, but she has her song solo. She even says, I'm going solo. I mean, I know it's about more like a guy, but she has started her solo career, so she is going to be doing more and more of that, which will take up more and more of her time and just more and more of her energy and all of that. She has been starting to release solo songs that are on her own, just like her song Solo. And of course, she has to learn choreography for that and do music videos for that. So I think that you will start to see more of her going out and doing things on her own. Also, a lot of solo artists like to go ahead and do like collaborations. Since they've been doing a ton of collaborations anyway with Selena Gomez, Lady Gaga, like the list just keeps going. It's very long. I think they did one with Dua Lipa. They've done a lot of collaborations, and she might start doing collaborations out on her own. Another reason that I think that the band may be ending is because not just Jennie are working on their solo careers, but I think Rose, especially if you saw the documentary, Rose basically since like her entire life has been working on her own songs and her own music. She's very like musically gifted. I think a lot of people, especially who go into bands, maybe aren't as musically like gifted, and so they just kind of follow whatever their entertainment company says for as long as they can, and maybe they're even a dancer more than a singer. That is something that I see with a lot of people, but with Rose it is obviously completely different. Like, she will stay up even though she's been working all day and still work on her music at night, which is like amazing and also extremely difficult. So you know that soon she's probably also going to be starting her solo career with music that fits more her like specific type of personality. You know that she's going to start working more specifically on her own stuff. And you know that her production team will start putting things together just for her. So another reason is something that actually happened very recently, and I'm not hearing that much buzz about it, but I am very excited for it. And that is the fact that Jisoo has been cast in a drama. So she's been cast in this new drama. I can't remember the name of it. I'm just gonna put it somewhere up here. I want to call it Snowflake something, or like Winter, I don't know, like that was the vibe that I got when I read the title, but now I don't remember it. Jisoo has acted in quite a few other dramas. She didn't necessarily have like main roles or anything, but she has been like working and building up her acting career, and so now she has been cast in this new drama. And dramas do take a few months to film, so depending on like what is required of her for that role, she could be just more increasingly busy over time, and if she starts to pick up more things, then she's just going to be like pretty busy filming, which will start to also split the members into different places, because you'll have Jennie and Rose off like doing their music thing over here, and then you'll have her having to go to like different locations for filming the drama and stuff. So I mean, I know they do film most things in Seoul, so it's not like too far apart, but that would start to like wear over time. And not only that, but obviously Jisoo can also sing because she is like very into music. So she could also start working on her solo career. I've seen artists build both of their like acting career and solo career at the same time. So she could be starting on that. I think she is supposed to have a solo song coming out soon. I'm sure that they're going to give all of them kind of a solo song just to have them go ahead and do that. So another reason that I think Blackpink could be ending, I see Lisa doing any number of things. Lisa like does a lot of stuff, and I think for sure she'll have some solo songs out. She's also a really good dancer, so I could see her doing something there. She has a lot of brands that really like want her for fashion and things like that. She's like great in terms of marketing their items. So I could definitely see her going into like sort of a fashion like world. And I think she was also one of the people who really liked photography and like just taking photos and stuff. So I could see her going and doing that. And I could see her traveling to a lot of different places to do that, which would obviously take up a lot of her time. So I think that you will start to see the members pulled in like different directions, and it will just kind of eat away at more and more of their time, which means that they won't be able to do as much of the band stuff, even though we would obviously really like to see them do the band stuff because that's what we like. But yes, something that I've noticed in terms of bands in general, there have been obviously a lot of bands that have come and gone, but I'm not like taking from just sort of random bands or like bands that didn't blow up, you know what I mean? So like there are some bands that got like varying levels of success and some that really like only lasted like a couple of years or just like did not work. I'm just going to go into bands that were like kind of where Blackpink is right now, which is like top of the charts. One of the main bands that I really feel like Blackpink is comparable to would be the band 21, which I really, really liked. And that is a band which you saw the members start to do more and more solo things, and I think some of them were doing a little bit of acting and things like that, and they sort of did get pulled in different directions. So I would say that I kind of see that starting to happen with Blackpink, and I would say that that was a pretty close mirror image, especially because there are only 4 members. You're not really going to be like swapping people out. Like the identity of the band is really those 4 people. And they were a band from 2009 to 2016, which means that they were a band pretty much for 7 years from their debut, not including all of their training. Then there is another band called 4 Minute, and I also really like this band. And I think they switched, I am pretty sure that while they were like becoming a band, they switched entertainment companies. So I don't know if the dates are from their original entertainment company or from like when it switched. And they were also a band from 2009 to 2016, which means that they were only a band for about 7 years. And obviously Hyuna's solo career like just ate everything. It like eclipsed everything. So even though she really tried to balance between the two, it was just like totally not possible for her to continue and like not be Hyuna with all of like the other people in the band, even though they were really, really good people, and I really like their band. But another band that was very popular for a while was the band Miss A, which was actually the first K-pop band I ever found. One of my friends posted their video online, and like it was Good Girl, Bad Girl, and that was just it. Like I was like, I'm going to listen to this music. And I really, really liked Good Girl, Bad Girl and Breathe. Those are like my 2 all-time favorite, just because like if I had seen another music video, I don't know like if I would have continued to like it or watch it, but like once I saw that, I was like, yep, that's it, I like it. And so they were a band from 2010 to 2017, and later on in the band you did start to see some of the members doing solo careers, some of them doing acting, and just like moving on into different things. Now another band which was like, I don't want to say it's the band, but it's kind of the band, like, you know what I mean, is the band Girls' Generation. I mean, if you listen to K-pop, you know who Girls' Generation is. you know who they are. Whether you like them or not, like, you know who they are. And also, they had a massive band, in my opinion, like more than like 5 people, and I'm like, that's a lot of people. They had 9 girls, which then they started to do like subgroups of 3, 3, and 3, and they kind of like do their own little thing. Girls' Generation is actually older than I realized it was, which I guess is why it like just exploded so like much, but they were a band from 2007, and that's when they debuted, and then they did lose their first member, which was Tiffany, in 2014. So that means that the original band was still really only about 7 years long, and then they lost another like 3 members in 2017. So even a band as massive as Girls' Generation still only got about 7 to 10 years, which was very, very impressive and obviously pretty hard to do. So having said all of those things, it seems like a K-pop, especially girl group, is only gonna last about 7 years. Now, where does this leave Blackpink? That brings me to my second section, which is reasons that Blackpink may stay together. So Blackpink started in 2016, that was when their debut was, so they're really only about 4 years in. Haven't actually been a band quite as long as it may seem, so they are still pretty new. Something other than that, I would say, is the fact that they have a lot of fans, and they have a lot of very vocal and active fans. So I think as long as their fans stay very active, they are going to be able to stay a band and like not have too much of a problem, especially if the number of fans stay towards the band itself and don't so much split off into the solo careers, then they will definitely not have a problem staying a band, which also is kind of a part of like money, because as long as the band is making a lot of money and has like advertisers behind it and things like that, then they will definitely be able to stay together. I think another thing, which is kind of like not something normal for K-pop bands, but just is life now, is the fact that with the like virus and the pandemic and everything, a lot of new bands might be a little bit delayed in kind of being created, and a lot of the production companies or whatever, the entertainment companies, go out and audition new people from all around the world, and they're not really able to do that right now, and they'll also have a little bit of a harder time going out and like finding people from different countries and bringing them in just because of quarantine and all of that. So in terms of like trying to create newer bands, they have a band that is already created, and that is Blackpink, and they've also been living together for a long time, so they don't really have to worry about like, is this group going to work together, or like, will they have problems, or as they are such a solid group together already. And another thing, which may just be my personal opinion, but I do feel quite strongly about it, and that is the fact that Blackpink is a very good band, and like a very good band that is already out. So I have seen some new bands debuting recently, and in my opinion, I just don't see them as being as good as Blackpink. Now, some of them are like still very interesting and may start to grow and like release really, really good music, but I haven't actually seen too many bands come out that are like on the level of Blackpink when they first released Whistle. Now, I have seen some solo artists come out who I do really like, and I feel like they're very like strong, especially in terms of how many solo artists there are, because I feel like there aren't really that many, especially if they haven't already come out of a girl group. But in terms of other girl groups that would maybe have music that is more popular than Blackpink's, I'm not really seeing anything that I feel like is as good as the music that Blackpink releases. And yes, I mean, I do really like Blackpink. That might just be the reason, but I'm pretty sure that it's also just very, very good music. And some of the other things just sound like kind of very like repetitive, or maybe like music that I've heard before, because I have actually been listening to K-pop for years, like 10 years at this point. So I haven't actually heard anything new from some of these new bands that I haven't heard in other bands. But in terms of when Blackpink debuted, which was in 2016, I would personally give them until about 2023 or 2024 at least, especially with the fact that everything has kind of been on pause for this year. I think they'll even maybe get an extra year, and that would give them a total of 7 or 8 years, just like most of the bands that are very popular. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, how long you think Blackpink will be able to go. I really, really would like it to be forever, and that would be awesome. And I would really like to see a band that like kind of just continues creating things. Like, for example, Brown Eyed Girls really was able to kind of keep performing together even as they did their own things, which was something that I really liked and kept the band going a lot longer. But let me just know what you think in the comment section. You could even just put a year. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving from California. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.